Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. Sets up just like that. So this is the same project, just with different stamps, ink, and paper. So this was week 5 of the 12 weeks of Halloween. Okay, so let me get the supplies. The measurements will be on the screen for you, and don't forget there's a free PDF over on my website. So we're going to start with stamping our images, and I have 2 pieces here. Memento ink. We're using the Yeti to Party stamp set with the coordinating dies. Okay, so let's start with him. And because he is a photopolymer stamp set, it is nice or best to use the stamping mat. You just get a better image when you use it. And I'm going to ink it upside down. I feel like I get better coverage when I do that. Okay. There he is. So funny, right? And then now we'll take this piece and we'll stamp the trees. We need 2 of the larger ones, 1 of the small, and then the present. And we'll stamp the greeting later because that's actually going to be on one of the pillow box pieces, okay? So now we're going to add a little bit of coloring. The colors are Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, and Smoky Slate. We'll start with the Pool Party. Next is Flirty Flamingo for his cheeks. We're going to slide this over and then bring in the trees. So back to the Pool Party. Now the present. So we're using Granny Apple Green. And then Real Red. Okay, now that we've got everything colored, we're going to die cut all of these pieces. This is what we're using today. The Yeti dies are available for a limited time. We've got the gingerbread house dies for the snow here, the pillow box dies, and then of course these are still the Yeti, part of the Yeti ones, okay? So I've got my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. We're going to start with the Yeti. Trying to make sure that that's straight. So there's our Yeti. Now we're going to cut out the present and the trees. We'll start with this tree. And this one. And then the present right there. Okay, here's one tree, another one, our present. So all we have left is another tree, and we're gonna slide this over, let's see, and die cut the scarf at the same time. There's that one. And then this one. So while we have the machine out, we're gonna go ahead and cut the snow using the gingerbread house dies. So we're gonna place this here. And what we're gonna do is, see this score line here? We're actually gonna cut on that score line. So we're just going to do our snow just like that, okay? And then we'll use our trimmer. That's how it looks. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces here. Mr. Yeti, and I just remembered that I forgot to color, I guess you call those horns. I'm not real sure what those things are on a Yeti. There we go, smoky slate. Okay, so there's those, his scarf. So here's where we die cut the snow. So I'm gonna take the paper trimmer and I'm just gonna cut straight across on that score line, placing that score line in the track. And that's how it looks. So if you take the pillow box dies, you can see it fits perfectly right there on the bottom, okay? You can save this for something else later. Okay, so I've already die cut the Pacific Point pillow boxes. So I'm just gonna fold on this score line and burnish with my bone folder. Okay, there's both of them. And then I want to cut this bottom part off, but let's go ahead and add our Designer Series paper to the front. I'm gonna use my silicone craft sheet just to make sure that I don't get any adhesive on my desk. Let's see, let's turn this. There we go. So once again, fold on that score line. Now we'll set that aside for a minute and we're going to stamp our greeting here. My image and then the ink pad. Okay. We're going to use our trimmer again, and we are going to cut off this bottom section right there on both pieces. Now we might have to give this a little bit of a trim again. We'll wait and see after we get our box made. Now I'm going to take my scissors, cut up to that point. So there's the first one. So this box is made exactly like the one we did for Halloween. So no changes to it, okay? So we've got all of those pieces ready. Now let's make the box. We're gonna place it on the 6 1/4 inch side, and we're gonna score it at 1 1/2 on both sides. So 1 1/2 and 1 1/2. On the 5 1/2 inch side, we're going to score at 2 inches on both sides. There is a template for this box over on my website. It's also in the free PDF. Fold on the score lines, Burnish with your bone folder. And I'm sorry this video is a little bit late. Wouldn't you know, our granddaughter was born actually on Tuesday, on the only day of the week that I go live. I'm not going to complain though. She is so precious and darling. I can't wait to show y'all pictures. She is so beautiful. She was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. So she does not really look like a newborn because she's almost a 9-pound baby. I guess she takes after her daddy because Chase was 8, 5.5. And now Olivia is, what did I say? 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Okay, so I'm just adding tear and tape to these 2 tabs. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to remove the backing. So there's that. And then we're going to add tear and tape to these side panels as well. Okay, I'm struggling with the tear and tape this morning. Oh. Okay, so I edited the video slightly because I was really struggling with the tear and tape this morning. So I've added tear and tape to both sides here. And then I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool to remove the backing. Okay, side number 1. Oh, I can see my tear and tape went past the edge a bit. Well, like I said, I was struggling. And then now this one. Okay, there's our box. Now we're gonna add the back panel first. So remember, if you watched week 5 of the 12 weeks of Halloween, I added the front first, and then I made note that you should add the back panel first. So I can see that I didn't trim off enough. So I'm just going to take my erasable marker, draw a line, and then I need to whack that much off. And I probably should have made the box first and then done this. That way we wouldn't have to get the trimmer out. But I am not firing on all cylinders this week. The excitement of the grandbaby is, yeah, need I say more? I know many of y'all can relate, so thank you so much for your patience and your congratulations. And yeah, everyone's been so kind. Okay, so now we're going to add the back first, like I said, and I'm just going to add my adhesive right here. I am going to use my liquid glue because that allows me to slide this box into its position. Ruh-roh. I thought I turned all my notifications off. I guess not. Okay, so there's that. If you still have just a smidge hanging over, you can just cut that with your scissors. It's not that big of a deal. And it looks like I have a little bit hanging over on the edge too. Okay, now we're going to add the front. Same way, we're just going to add our adhesive down here on the bottom. Oops. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and kind of try to hold it in place till it dries. You can use tear and tape if you want, or Stampin' Seal Plus. I just really like liquid glue so that I can slide it around. So now we're going to add liquid glue here. And liquid glue here. That way we'll hold both of them at the same time. So we'll give that a second to dry. You can also put the Designer Series paper on the back. I chose not to. Now this layer is going to get added here, and I'm only going to put adhesive down here at the bottom because I want to be able to slide those trees underneath there. Whoops, come here. So just the bottom. Hold that for a second. While that's drying, we'll go ahead and add the scarf to the Yeti. I'm only going to put adhesive on this part, okay? I have to break down and open up a new liquid glue. I keep waiting, and it is past time. Okay, we're just going to attach it right under his chinny chin chin. And we're going to add dimensionals to the back of him. So I'm going to add him with 2. And then let's go ahead and add one of the trees. So we're going to add the tall one first. That goes in the back. So we're going to add that about right there. And as you can see, the bottom, you can see the bottom, but that's going to get covered up with this one. So this is going to slide right there, okay? So same thing, liquid glue. The only one we're going to pop up is the one on the left side. Okay, there's that. And then this one will get a Stampin' Dimensional. Now Mr. Yeti is going to go here. Doesn't he crack you up? And then the present's going to get popped up also with a dimensional. You can use your minis if you prefer. The regular size does fit. Okay, so we've got our embellishments and then our treats to add. I'm going to take one of our 3x6 cellophane bags, pop in some candy. You can also use the little fruit pies. I got these at our grocery store. And same thing, you know, small candy will fit in here. And I'm going to kind of, I want to make sure I don't demolish or destroy my box. So, yeah, that's too much candy. Let's just do 2 crunch bars. And if you're like me, you probably have a whole variety of cellophane bags. This is the size that we sell right now in our Stampin' Up! Catalog, but I do have some past bags that might fit in here a little bit better. Use what you have. Okay, slide that down. Trim the ends. Okay, so the last step is we're going to add these iridescent rhinestones. I'm going to place 3 of them on here. So the first one's going to go right about here, and then the second one here, and then the third one right here. It looks like maybe I might have trimmed the cellophane bag so that it didn't stick up so much. So you can always take your scissors and just whack off half of it. Okay, this wraps up our project. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and go print your free PDF over on my website. Thanks so much.